G'day everyone, it's Warren from NQ Explorers. Welcome to our Lost Valley adventure. We're in here for about 3 days now. This is our first afternoon. We've just set the caravan up and set up camp in the paddock back over the ridge. I'll show you that later. Beautiful spot. Private permission. We're in here in a site that we visited about 2 months ago. There's 3 of us here, Colleen and I and Ross. Thanks to the generosity of Ross's dad, who owns this land. He's let us in here to explore these valleys and see what else we can find. What are the 19th century relics we can pull out of this mysterious lost valley. So let's get into it. We've only got a couple of hours before the sun's down this afternoon. Then we'll light a campfire and have a cold beverage. Let's go.
Doesn't burn a tree. This is all fire cycle
is it
country.
really fibrous together?
Yeah.
Whereas you've broken it up.
Yeah. Fire, but yeah, it's not. Some of it's really fluffy.
All right.
But it's got so much energy. You just,
Gee, it arcs up quick, doesn't it? Yes, a lot of stored energy.
Yeah. And you get a blower into that, and just glows white hot down the bottom.
We'll be able to smelt some copper.
Yeah.
Has it all burnt up yet?
Nah, still going down there. And yeah, if you know you're striking a spark into it, you can hold a really good amber in it.
Well, we're just gearing up to hike over a couple of ridges into the Lost Valley and look for some 19th century relics. We got here around lunchtime yesterday, just had a quiet afternoon in the valley here. It's a beautiful spot. Set up camp, bit of a campfire, bit of dinner. So going to get into the relics and see what we can find this morning. Well, here's my first repeatable target of the morning. We've just hiked a couple of ridges from the campsite, and this is a little scratchy 53, and this is tiny little 19th century brass breast pocket button. Nice if it was branded, but the ones we found here on our last expedition here weren't. They were just plain, which generally is the older stuff from the 1850s, 1860s. So that's quite old. Okay, nice little find. I'm happy with that. Okay, Ross has just found a nice old relic here. I just got the button. What do you got, a brass stud or a...
Probably upholstery stud or something. What do you think?
Oh, it's a decent... Oh, that's a decent looking... Is there anything on the front of it?
I don't think so.
That's unless it is a bit of ornate saddle wear or something, you know. That would have been blowing your head off with the AT gun.
Yes, pretty deep too. It was about 10 inches.
Yeah, that button was deep too. The stuff over this side must get a bit of wash when it rains or something, and buried it a bit.
Oh.
Yeah, well, we haven't really. These are the first relics we're pulling out of here, aren't they? Yeah,
yep.
New area.
Okay, the signal's a little bit stretchy, but it's ringing 56, 58. And it's nice easy digging here, so I'll have a look and see what it is. Okay, so it looks like it's out of the hole. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
Okay, Okay, Ross on a hot signal here under this lovely native cherry tree. He's predicting a penny with a great amount of confidence. Oh, good hit, isn't it?
Yeah. No, better.
Oh, a musket ball. Nice one.
Big
Nice
calibre.
That's a bit of history. Nice one. That was a nice, it was fairly the deep dig too. They're all deep on this side of the creek. Yeah, that's an old flintlock ball.
This is a solid 81. I think it's a bit too big to be a coin, but I'll just investigate. Oh, there it is. What is it? Bit of an old can. Okay, that's why it's such a good signal. Okay, so there's a lot of iron around this area. I've just found that pick here. It's been damaged. The points have been broken off, but I also found this piece here a little bit further over. So it looks like it may have come off the end of a pick like that. But this looks like a little forge or something here where they may have been repairing things. There's some horseshoes that were found in the area. So it looks like a bit of a workshop.
Colin's working the other side of the creek on an old machinery site. There's a heap of bricks over there. Should just call me on the radio. She's got an old pick, mining pick. And I just got this little bit of brass rivet for saddle or a bit of horse tack. Well, this one was only a high 40s, but as you can see, it's the remnants of a Paris buckle. A little bit of brass, not much to the target. Has the low target ID on the AT Max. Obviously off a set of suspenders or braces, as we call them. I've got a solid repeatable 65 here, so we'll go live dig. I've dug a bit of iron, large iron, just up behind us, which I believe to be associated with what looks like the remnants of an old stone chimney. Just a pile of bush rocks, but possibly a house site. Just down below here I'll show you something really interesting. It's the old town well. Well, we believe it to be a town. There's definitely a well there. This one could be a nice button or something. Maybe iron. Get up here. Oh, look at that lovely little brass ring. Actually, I should call it a ring of brass. It's not a brass ring. Let's get it in shot for a start. Little solid 65. Not sure if it is a... No, I think it's just a ring of brass, like a seal or some sort of old brass washer.
Okay, this is my next target. It's a buckle. Yeah, probably of saddle or something, I'd say. But yeah, there's been a lot of iron in the area, so that's a nice find. Okay, not very far from that buckle, probably about 3 metres or so. I've come across this target here, and it looks like it's still intact. Oh, it is, both ends. Nice old pick. Now that's old. That's, yeah. Okay, there's an old bucket. It's just an old bucket. It's been there for a while. There's the seam on it that's joined.
Just a beautiful little valley, this Lost Valley. Beautiful day today. It's only about 23 or 24 degrees, so it's really pleasant to be out. Anyway, this is what we believe to be the old town well. We're calling it a town. This creek or soak would be a good source of water when you had some rains. A bit further up the valley to the right there, is a tributary that comes down, fed by some little freshwater springs, so there's permanent water there. But this would have been perhaps, well, it would have been cleaner in the 1860s, and would have been in use by these people around here with their buckets and things to take back to their little houses. Okay, we've just discovered a whole new site within the valley, which looks very interesting. I'll share that in a minute. I'm just on the periphery, and I've got a lovely, well, it's jumping into the low 80s, but it is up there, a little bit inconsistent. I've scraped the ground. It's about there in the middle of my scrape. See what we get here. I'll go wide in case it's definitely iron, this one. We're getting old bits of the black glass coming out of the ground here. It's good high tone. Solid little compact target right in the bottom here. Gee, this target from this side are deep. Max, we've got it flat out, sensitivity 8. No trouble at all. Fairly neutral soil. Ground's balances in the high 80s, but oh, okay, we're out. What do we got here? Let's see in the mullikeep. Find what I've just dug out of there. Turn on the probe pointer would help. Oh no, still in the hole. That's a bit of cut copper, hence this high tone. Looks like a clock part or something. Oh, sorry, numbers though. Well, it could be a latch. Something of that description.
Okay, this tree here, this marking on the tree where all the bark has been pulled off, apparently that's what the koalas do. Yes, it's not very far off the ground, so maybe 1.5 meters, 2 meters at the most. And apparently when the koalas are mating, they just hold on there, and that causes all the bark to be torn off. This little spot under this tree looks like a kangaroo's been lazing in here. And over there you can see that looks like where his tail was. Yes, while we're searching, we're looking at different things. We dig up a lot of different iron just to find out what was in the area, whether it was a stables or a furnace or a house, anything like that. And then you just investigate it further from there. But just to get to understand the layout of the areas.
Well, this is where we're working at the moment. Our research has pointed to the fact that there was a 9-room hotel in this area, which we may believe to be what is in front of you now. We think it could be this. Looks like a hotel cellar. There's some bush rocks that have been part of a chimney, and there's some brick and ceramic scatters. And I've dug 6 lead washers off the corrugated iron roof, which was obviously moved somewhere else when they moved on, or the pub was closed down. Possibly this is the 9-room hotel. Dates from around the mid-1870s. So over here, it's got a nice relic from that period, and it's a harmonica reed, or part thereof. There she is. There's a nice 82. You can imagine. Okay, well, my next find from this hotel cellar area proves that it was a building of substantial size and means, because it had a lockable door. I just found the escutcheon. An old door. Nice. It was a 75, solid signal.
This looks like it might be a coin. It's very thin though. No, it's got a little hole in it. Okay, let's go. Looks like brass, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, that should be copper. That's got writing.
Oh, okay. It's very thin, isn't it?
Yeah. You can't make that out. It's got writing around there.
So maybe it is a coin and someone's...
George.
Oh,
That's a
George.
George.
So some sort of... Looks a bit big for a halfpenny, doesn't it? It's not a penny.
I think it's
Be
about the right
for a...
diameter for a halfpenny.
Okay.
Very thin.
Very thin.
Has it been worn?
Yeah.
See a date.
Let's see a date.
What's that? The crest.
Oh,
With
it
that
is too. It's a shield.
shield.
Hmm.
Oh, shield.
Like a... Yeah.
Ooh, I'm rubbing a bit much there.
Looks like a shield on it.
That looks awful like 1718, but
1718. Oh, we'll
don't
go
think
with that.
so.
It's just so thin.
I shouldn't rub it that much.
Okay, we might just get a bit of water on it and see what
Yes.
Warren thinks. Oh, well, that was a nice find up here.
It's a
And
good one.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And next this nice old hobnail boot heel. I've just dug something really nice here out of the side of the cellar. I think it could be some sort of costume jewellery, Victoriana. It's got a little loop and it's heavily encrusted in clay, but we'll get it up close and we'll see if we can clean it together. Might be a little bit of, might be some chain involved, I'm not sure. It's a little clump of dirt all stuck together in the clay. It was a 75 down about 8 inches, so that max is really punching down. I got the 11.5 inch on it, so I expect that. Actually, it's a little bit cluttered for the core that size. Ross has just gone back to get a 5x8 on a Pro, and Colleen's got a Nell sharpshooter on her Mac, so if she comes up here, their equipment's going to be better suited to what I'm doing. So I'm still picking out some nice targets. Let's have a look at this one together. Okay, here it is. You can see there's a little like a chain loop on the top. It's some sort of decorative deal. There appears to be some floral stuff around the side. You know what, I think I'm going to have to wait till I get back to camp to soak it a bit, because I just don't, I've got no idea what this is. You can see it's all embedded with that clay. I don't know, that was a deep target, and it's, I don't want it to fall apart in my hands because it's been in the ground a long time waiting for me to pick it up. I think that's something awesome. I'm just going to wrap this up and put in this tube I carry around for special relics like this, and we'll take him back tonight and give it a good soaking, and let's reveal what it is later. That's pretty exciting. I'm not sure what that is. I love that old Victorian history like that.